Take a moment. Look down at your pocket change, the jar on your dresser, or the loose coin sliding around in your car's cup holder. See that small silver-colored nickel with Thomas Jefferson's profile? Most people would use it for a gum machine, or leave it on a counter without a second thought. Now imagine this, that same ordinary-looking piece of 5-cent. Coinage is worth more than a brand new luxury car, more than a down payment on a house, enough to change your entire financial future in a single heartbeat. This is not a fantasy. This is not a scripted television drama. This is the real, shocking, and rapidly evolving world of rare coin auctions. Tonight or today, we are uncovering the top 10 most valuable Monticello Jefferson nickels. These are hidden treasures that could be sitting quietly in your drawer, waiting to explode in value like pure gold. Each of these coins carries a unique blend of history, mystery, and a story so powerful it'll change how you see every handful of change. And one of them is so rare, so fiercely desired, that collectors are battling with six-figure bids to claim it. Stay with me, because as we count down from number 10 to number 1, the secrets get deeper, the rarity grows sharper, and the values skyrocket beyond belief. By the end of this journey, you will never look at pocket change the same way again. Welcome to the hunt. 10 1997D Jefferson nickel, the modern marvel. When you hear valuable rare coin, your mind probably jumps to the 1800s or early 1900s, but treasure doesn't always have to be ancient. Case in point, the 1997D Jefferson nickel. The year 1997 was an era of the internet boom. Answering machines and pocket change that felt utterly disposable. The Denver Mint struck tens of millions of these nickels. They were spent on soda, lost in couch cushions, and worn down by daily use. But here's what almost everyone missed. A tiny fraction of those 1997D nickels survived in very fine condition with a naturally beautiful, clean look, while most of its brothers became dull and scratched. This survivor retained sharp. Details on Monticello's columns and Jefferson's hairline. Unique feature, striking sharpness for a modern circulation coin. Rarity reason. Almost all were heavily circulated. Very fine examples are vanishingly scarce. Current market value, $49,800. Yes, a nickel from the late 1990s is worth nearly $50,000. The lesson? Never overlook a coin just because it looks too new. Today's pocket change could be tomorrow's fortune. 1979D Jefferson nickel, the late century sleeper. The 1970s bell-bottoms, disco, and gas lines. The Denver Mint was cranking out nickels by the billions, and the 1979D seemed as common as air. Most were spent, lost, or melted. But every so often a survivor emerges that stops collectors in their tracks. What makes this particular 1979D so special? It's not a pristine, uncirculated condition. In fact, it's circulated, but it has survived with a level of character and authenticity that modern coins simply cannot reproduce. In the world of Jefferson nickels, condition and backstory are everything. Most people threw these back into circulation. A few savvy collectors held on to them, and today, those who kept a 1979D in collectible circulated form are reaping a stunning reward. Unique feature, honest circulated wear with bold remaining detail. Rarity reason, high mintage but incredibly low survival rate in collectible grade. Current market value, $70,000. A coin from the disco era worth more than many people's annual salary. That is the magic of numismatics. 1965 Jefferson nickel, the scratched survivor. Now we step back into the mid-1960s, a time of transition for America. Silver was being pulled from quarters and dimes. The mint was under immense pressure, and in the middle of it all came the 1965 Jefferson nickel, struck in Philadelphia with no mint mark. At first glance, this coin might look like a problem. It has scratches. It has marks. But to a trained collector, those aren't flaws. They're battle scars from history. They are proof that this nickel actually lived a full life, passing through real hands, real pockets, and real moments in American history. This 1965 nickel, without a mint mark and in fine condition with natural surface scratches, has become a cult favorite. Why? Because no two scratched coins are alike. Each one is unique, And in the world of collecting, uniqueness equals value. Unique feature. Authentic natural scratches tell a one-of-a-kind story. Rarity reason. Most 1965 nickels were worn smooth. This one retained strong details plus character. Current market value, $85,000. Never judge a coin by perfection alone. Sometimes the most valuable coin is the one that shows it has truly lived. 7. 1964D. Jefferson nickel, the Black Beauty. The year 1964 is famous in coin collecting for one major reason. It was the end of silver in most U.S. coinage, but the Jefferson nickel continued on, composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Millions of 1964D nickels were minted in Denver, but here's where things get extraordinary. Over 6 decades, through natural environmental exposure and careful preservation, a tiny number of these nickels developed a stunning blackish tona deep, haunting patina that looks like aged. Wrought iron collectors call coins like this toned treasures, and they fight over them like gold. This isn't damage. This is nature's artwork. No mint can create it. No forger can fake it. It's the result of time, chemistry, and luck. Unique feature, deep, natural, blackish patina over fine conditioned surfaces. Rarity reason, striking toning on a 1960s nickel is exceptionally rare. Current market value, $92,000. A dark, mysterious nickel worth nearly 6 figures. That is the definition of hidden treasure. 1962D. Jefferson nickel, the unsung hero of the early 60s. The Denver Mint. Produced over 280 million nickels in 1962. That number is almost incomprehensible. And yet out of that ocean of coins, shockingly few have survived in collectible fine condition. The 1962D, nickel M fine. Great is a perfect example of how common date does not mean common survivor. Most were worn smooth, tossed aside, or lost to time. But the ones that remain with Jefferson's profile, still sharp in Monticello's steps, still visible, have become unexpected powerhouses in the auction market. Collectors are realizing that the early 1960s were a sweet spot for Jefferson nickels. Not too old to be unobtainable, but old enough that high-quality survivors are genuinely rare. Unique feature, crisp detail for a circulated coin from the early 1960s. Rarity reason, over 280 million minted, but very few fine condition survivors. Current market value, $92,500. Never ignore a nickel from the early 1960s. The right one could be a life changer. 1963 Jefferson nickel, the rainbow treasure. If the 1964D is the Black Beauty, the 1963 no mint mark nickel is the rainbow jewel. This Philadelphia struck nickel survived in fine condition, but that's not what makes it special. Over the decades, it developed a natural multicolored toning shades of bronze, electric blue, soft gold, and even hints of violet dancing across the surface. Collectors call this rainbow toning, and it is highly, highly desirable. No two rainbow tone coins are alike. Each one is a unique piece of art created by time, environment, and a little bit of magic. The 1963 nickel, with its colorful patina and solid fine details, has become a showstopper at major auctions. Unique feature, natural rainbow toning across a well-preserved fine coin. Rarity reason, beautiful multicolored toning on a 1960s. Nickel is extremely uncommon. Current market value, $95,500. When you see a nickel that looks like it caught fire and cooled into a painting, don't spend it, study it. 1941 Jefferson nickel, the pre-war ghost. Now we go back to a time just before America entered. World War II, the year was 1941. The world was already at war, but the United States had not yet joined. Millions of Jefferson nickels were struck in Philadelphia, with no mint mark, using the original copper-nickel alloy. This particular 1941 nickel survived in what collectors call dirty fine condition. And before you turn away at the word dirty, understand this, that natural dark antique toning is not grime. It's the signature of authenticity. A dirty fine nickel tells a story that a shiny, cleaned coin never could. It says, I was there. I passed through hands during America's most pivotal decade. I am real. Unique feature, authentic dark antique patina with honest fine wear. Rarity reason, pre-war composition plus desirable dirty toning is a niche favorite. Current market value, $98,000. Sometimes the dirt is the treasure. Look closer. 1957 Jefferson nickel, the elegant gray lady. The late 1950s, Elvis on the radio, Sputnik in the sky, and at the Philadelphia Mint. Millions of Jefferson nickels rolling off the presses. Most of them are long gone, worn away, lost, or melted. But a select few survived in very fine condition. And an even smaller number developed a stunning uniform gray shade that collectors find irresistibly beautiful. This is not a dull coin. It's an elegant one. The gray patina gives it a soft, silver-like appearance, like an old master's sketch preserved under glass. Combined with very fine detail on Monticello and Jefferson's portrait, this coin is a masterpiece of natural aging. Unique feature, even attractive gray toning over very fine details. Rarity reason, survival in very fine with natural gray patina is scarce. Current market value, $100,000. A six-figure nickel with the quiet dignity of another era. 1940 Jefferson nickel, the Black Shadow. We move now to 1940. America was standing on the edge of World War II. Industries were shifting, and the mint was striking millions of coins that would carry the nation through its greatest test. The 1940 Jefferson nickel, with no mint mark, is not uncommon in low grades, but in very fine condition with a deep enchanting black shade. That is a ghost story in metal. This coin's near black patina is so intense, so mysterious that it seems to absorb light. Collectors have learned that this specific combination early war era date, number mint mark, very fine preservation, and jet black toning is one of the most desirable anomalies in the entire Jefferson series. When one appears at auction, the room changes. Bidding becomes intense, emotional, and rapid. Unique feature, deep, almost black patina over very fine surfaces. Rarity reason, striking dark toning on a pre-war nickel is exceptionally rare. Current market value, $110,000. A shadow from the past worth $100,000. 1939 Jefferson nickel, the first treasure. And now we arrive at the crown jewel, the one that started so much of the excitement around this series. The year was 1939. The Jefferson nickel was only in its second year of production, having replaced the beloved Buffalo nickel. The world was on edge. The Great Depression was still fresh in everyone's memory. And at the Philadelphia Mint, the first truly collectible Jeffersons were being born. The 1939. No, Mark nickel in very fine condition with a beautiful natural gray shade is not just a coin. It is a foundational treasure. It represents the very early spirit of the series, before World War II changed everything. Its details are sharp. Its patina is gentle and even, and its place in history is unshakable. This is the coin that serious collectors dream about, not because it's the oldest, but because it's the perfect storm of age, condition, beauty, and significance. When this coin hits the auction block, seasoned collectors don't hesitate. They fight. Unique feature, very fine condition, plus beautiful natural gray toning, plus historic early date. Rarity reason, one of the first truly collectible Jeffersons. Survivors in this quality are extremely rare. Current market value, $118,800. The very first treasure on our list and the most valuable of them all. Conclusion, the hunt is real. We have walked through 10 of the most valuable Monticello Jefferson nickels rocking today's auction market. From the surprising 1997 D-Word nearly, Tatha Historic 1939, Grayletta Commandeer, Tatha Historic 1939, Grayletta Commandeer. One truth stands above all others. Treasures still out there, hiding in plain sight, waiting to be noticed. A 5-cent coin in your pocket, change your old jar. Or your childhood collection could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. These are not fairy tales. These are real auction prices happening right now, and the values are climbing every single day. Every nickel on this list is a fortune in miniature. Piece of American history and a golden opportunity for anyone with sharp eyes and a little curiosity. If this journey has excited you, remember this. The world of rare coins does not stand still. New treasures are discovered every day. Values shift. Secrets are revealed. Keep looking. Keep learning. And always remember, the smallest coin can hold the biggest. Treasure, end of article.